there's one idea that's come up in class is how do we figure out the area of a sector? And so I have the basic breakdown on here. Is if we start here with this idea that the area of a circle is pi r squared, we're familiar with that, and then we move on to the area of the sector. What we're saying is that the sector is just a portion of the circle, it's a percentage of the circle. And so we take m right here, which is the angle of the sector that we're interested in, and divide it by 360, and then just multiply it by the area of the circle. So it's some percent of the area of the circle, is what we're saying here. And so then that's why I wrote this piece here. It's just sort of like a big picture idea of what's going on beyond just the formula. Is we're saying that a sector is a percent of the area, where the area is the whole circle. So if I were to take a look at this problem, and let's say we had some angle in here, we knew that this was 75 degrees. And if I wanted to find the area of the sector, the area is going to be 75 over 360 times the area of the circle. Which we don't know yet, but that's okay. We're just exploring this formula. So, if you put in a calculator 75 divided by 360, this comes out to be 0.20833. This is 50 times the area of the circle. Well, if we want to find the area of the circle, of course, we need another piece of information. We need to know something like this radius is, we'll say it's 10 inches. Well, now I can figure out the area of the circle, because this area is going to be pi times 10 squared. And we're going to write that for the purposes of Khan Academy and for this class. I'm not going to use 3.14 to be pi. I'm just going to multiply this out to be 100 pi. So this is the area of the whole circle, but I actually only want I want 0.20833 times that area. Basically, I want 20.8% of that area. So if I multiply that out, all I'm going to do is multiply my percentage times 100. And when I do that, I'm going to get 20.833, and I'm just going to leave the pi as a pi. This, of course, I can convert if we use the calculator to convert this to a fraction. This is 125 over 6 times pi. And so the way I'm going to write my answer for Khan Academy is that I would put that this area, the area of this sector, is going to be 125 times pi divided by 6, and those are in square inches. Now, this also has to be able to be done in terms of radians instead of just in terms of degrees. So what we've done here is, our angle was given to us here as 75 degrees. But I want to look at what happens if that is in radians also. I didn't make another slide. I'm trying to back that slide. Okay, we're going to. So instead, let's say that this time, this is going to be a good radian measure to throw in here. We'll say it's going to be pi over 3. So we're going to have pi over 3 radians in here. Now, I know you're not familiar with this. We haven't gone over it, but the basic idea is that it's a conversion. It's a conversion between degrees and radians. They're like different units. So in the same way that you could have 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters, we can say that 180 degrees is equal to pi radians, or that 360 degrees is equal to 2 pi radians. So this is kind of a big key right here, that 360 degrees is the same as 2 pi radians. So when I'm going to do my formula, this formula here, this is going to change. So when I go to find the area of this sector, instead of saying it's over 360, I'm going to say I've got pi over 3, that's the angle that was given to me, divided by 2 pi times the area of the circle. And so if I put 10 inches on here again for this distance, the area of the circle is not even going to change from the last example. But just in your calculator, you're going to have a little bit different calculation. You're going to put, so you're going to put pi over 3, and you're going to divide that by 2 pi. So that's kind of how you type that in. So let me get that value. So I'm just typing in pi divided by 3 divided by 2 pi, and this comes out to be 0.16666. This is repeating. And then my area, of course, just like the last time we did this, was 100 pi. And so then again, just like before, we're just going to multiply this out. So this will be 16.66 repeating times, inches squared. Inches squared. And then for Khan Academy, we're going to want that as a fraction. So we would write 50 over 3 times pi inches squared. And so again, if I came back over here to write my answer, what I would type in is 50 pi over 3 inches squared. So really the only thing that changes, whatever value they give you here, that the value that's given in the problem right here, that's what goes on top. And then this value in here, it's going to be 2 pi if it's in radians, or it's going to be 360 if it's in degrees. So that's not a full explanation of what radians are. You can look at other videos, or I can make another video for that, but that's how it applies to these questions from Khan Academy.